This is the darkest TikTok iceberg part 3. Now, you guys sent me part 1. It was great. Part 2 wasn't as great. There were some pretty large inconsistencies between two content creators, Daniel Larson and Gemini Official. I actually talked to Tuv, and we actually talked on stream about it really quick. And I corrected him on those things. He removed him from the second video, so I respect that. He seems like a nice guy. So we're on the third and final chapter, which I'm looking forward to, so we can finish the trilogy. So yeah, let's get into this.
Hello guys, welcome to the Darkest TikTok Iceberg Part 3, the final tier. I do want to start by explaining how this video is going to work, because it is a little bit different from the first two parts. So first, I want to start off by saying I'm not an iceberg channel. just want to get that out there. If you guys want to watch my last video, make sure to go watch it after this video. It is called Cartoon Episodes That Traumatized Children. So yeah.
You can tell he's a little upset that he's relegated a little bit into the iceberg role. I understand that because I made, like, listen, I'm a commentary channel, and I got caught up doing Trisha Payta stuff, and I enjoy it. But now I'm like the Trisha Payta channel, and I'm like, I don't want to be that. So I got to make content that I enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy making Trisha stuff. I'm burnt out though. Like, fuck, I'm a little over for it now. You see, there's this live stream here from 13 hours ago that I did because she did something else. But I understand that frustration. So
yeah, if you like morbid horror video essay type videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, usually we go from most tame to most gruesome, but for this video, we will be talking about 10 topics, those being the worst of the worst that we could find. And why do I say we? Well, today we actually have
people in the chat. They're like, oh, I found you from the Trisha. It's not that I'm not going to do it anymore. It's just that, you know, obviously I need a little break. Who doesn't, though? You love my stuff? Thank you.
Co-host for this video. Joining me today is the amazing True Crime Cam. You guys may have seen her TikToks on your For You page, considering she has 1.3 million followers on the app. I just really needed someone who had the TikTok knowledge, so this video will be split evenly. I'll go once, then she'll go, then I'll go, then yeah. Make sure to subscribe to her. She's gonna earn your subscription by the end of this video, trust me. Also, thank you guys so much for letting me get the 100K plaque. That's so amazing. When we started this series, I was at 85,000. Now we're nearing 200,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for sticking around with me, and make sure to grab a drink, grab a snack. Let's get started with the video. Jonathan G. Now, Jonathan G is Jonathan Melindo. I don't want to say his actual name simply because I think YouTube demonetizes whenever you say his name. That's why we're going to go with Jonathan G. You guys most likely have heard of this, but let's keep talking about it. Jonathan G was a TikTok account that appeared in 2020, but the original account has since been banned. To understand exactly who and what Jonathan G is, first, we have to go back to 2016 and inform ourselves about the Blue Whale Challenge. The Blue Whale Challenge began in Russia and was basically,
I remember that creepy face, but I wasn't on TikTok that long, so I don't know what the fuck's happening.
This game where anonymous users on the internet would manipulate young teenagers into themselves. The challenge would last—
What? What was he saying?
For 50 days, and you were supposed to do one challenge a day. The last challenge involved jumping off of a high building. It is believed that Rina Palenkova was the first victim of this horrible game. We spoke briefly about her in part.
I think I actually kind of remember hearing about that, but it wasn't when I was on TikTok. I heard about the trend when I was like at work, completely unrelated to me being on the internet in any capacity. It was just like people talked about it because it was a big thing.
2. This happened again in 2019 with the infamous Momo picture, which I can't show or else this video would get demonetized. YouTube does not like this image because of just how controversial and popular it became and the negative connotation it carried with it.
I remember that. I remember seeing some Rule 34 about that.
Then, in 2020, the same type of challenge returned, but in the form of Jonathan G. So, where was the first sighting? Apparently, the first sighting of any of these accounts was on TikTok, going under the username @JonathanG54. Eventually, more and more people began adopting this Jonathan G persona. These people would message others on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and Discord, and force them to play their game. Yes, this game involved harming yourself and eventually committing. If you're wondering how these anonymous people were able to convince these young teens into doing these horrible actions, it's because they would threaten to dox, which means find your address, kill your entire family, and do other disgusting things. Usually—
Hey, I wish. Kill my family. Just kidding. I love my family, except for my dad. You can kill him. I don't care.
They would send a link, and if the victim clicks that link, their IP address is leaked. Then, all the Jonathan G accounts would have to do is copy and paste that into an IP address finder, and boom, he has enough to scare a kid with. So now that we all know this is just Blue Whale 3, who is the real Jonathan G, and who is the person in the images? Well, the origins of the name cannot be traced back to anyone. I'm assuming it's just a random name someone came up with and everyone else just rolled with it. But the person in the images is Samuel Canini, aka Dusky Sam. He wrote on Twitter, "Hello everyone. This Jonathan G madness seems to be terrorizing a great many young, impressionable people. The photos and videos are mine from 2012 to 2013. They were for my own amusement then, not for some modern day thrill seeker looking to scare and bully people. If you get some message from anyone..."
Wait, what? Wait, this dude just liked to do really creepy, bizarre cosplay, and then people found it and said, let's try to kill kids with this. Like, okay. That is pretty relatable. Yeah, you're right.
"Starting up some game, do not engage with them. Do not let them into your life. This world has enough real problems, and suffering or dying for someone's cheap pleasure should not be one of them." Sadly, this game and all the other versions of it have resulted in a lot of kids committing. I read this one about this 11-year-old boy in Italy, and he left a note on his tablet, like his final message, and that read, "I love you, Mom and Dad. Now I have to follow the man in the black hood. I have no more time. Forgive me." I just can't believe it.
Holy shit, bro. Well, dude, Iceberg #1 was like, it was a little unsettling. Now we're at Iceberg #3, and I'm fucking depressed. I'm very depressed. This is horrible.
People are out there trying to manipulate kids into doing this. Just why? Because it's fun? Because it's cool? Like, if it makes you guys feel any better, people actually were caught trying to be this Jonathan G character, and they were sent off to prison.
What the fuck are you saying in my chat? Someone's like, do you remember me from the BDSM store? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What the fuck?
Hello everyone, I'm Cam, aka True Crime Cam on TikTok. I also have a YouTube channel if you want to subscribe. I would love you forever. And I also want to say thank you to Tuv for inviting me to collab on this video. You're awesome. Okay.
Oh yeah, Dads Can Die is very relatable. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's, dude, so many shitty dads. Don't be a bad dad. Bye, guys.
Do it. Let's talk about John Ferry, aka the founder and CEO of John's Bones. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this
guy.
I
remember that guy on TikTok. She says, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that guy. It's like, I know that guy. My brother-in-law. No, I'm just kidding. He just collects heads, skull heads. Fucking weirdo. It just shouldn't be legal.
On your TikTok For You page at least once. And if you have seen him, you would remember because he has a massive collection of human bones. He's come under scrutiny.
I got a massive human... Dude, I feel like I can't make this joke because there's a lady on the screen. Bring the other guy back so I can make jokes about penises. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's fucked up.
Recently because people are questioning if his business and the way he treats the remains are ethical. John told Mashable this in an email referring to his business. Quote, "These pieces are not decoration. They are teaching tools and serve a very important purpose."
Dude, those are expensive
This is
as
a
hell.
very hypocritical statement considering John has dressed up these human remains and let his cats play with them like toys.
What the fuck? Yeah, I would imagine that these are stuff for like science experiments. If I was going to donate my body to science, I wouldn't want some weird fucking creep getting the skull just to put a fleshlight in the back of it. I find that really weird.
How to tell the difference between a male and female skeleton? By fisting. We drove to buy a real human skeleton.
Yeah, I really don't think this is fucking stupid. I don't really. I mean, it's a dead people's bones. Kind of fucked up.
The thing about the question of where do I get them from, even if I were to like thoroughly explain it, it doesn't matter to like 99% of you because you won't do anything with that information. And the second thing is, it's kind of like going to your weed dealer and being like, where do you get your weed from?
I first want to point out that John is not an osteologist, which is a trained professional who critically analyzes and evaluates remains to determine where they came from, how old they are, etc. People have stated that if he tried to get into this field, they would shut him down as soon as they saw his TikTok. John is just a designer, a rich guy in New York City that started his business with the help of his parents. John buys his remains from old medical collections or bone traffickers, then sells them back to the public under the guise of making the study of bones and human anatomy accessible. Anyone could buy these human remains and do whatever they want with them. You could close out this YouTube video right now.
No, don't tell us that.
And go buy some human bones. That is if you have the thousands of dollars to spare. There's also absolutely no way to know if these bones were collected ethically. I mean,
True.
if someone really donated their body to science, do you think they want to be hung in some random New Yorker's apartment put on TikTok? So
Only if I can haunt them until they die. But you know what's very interesting? I remember a story where if you donate your body to science, once science is done, or if they're done with your body, they'll send it back to people. I remember hearing a story of a guy, I'm pretty sure it was a guy who donated his mother's body to science, and then the military blew it up. They tested bombs on it, and then they sent the body back. They don't even take care of the body for you. Is that fucked up? Is that like the worst thing ever? Imagine you're donating, your mother's like, I want to donate my body to science. And then you're like, that's a really noble cause, and they give it back to you just in like fucking chunks. It's like, oh, we scienced it. We scienced it. It was pretty good.
the even darker side of this practice is the history of
Hey, don't be rude, okay? I know that her mic is a little off, but don't be rude about it, guys. Shut the fuck up, okay? I started. You want to know? You know, I'm gonna just show you. Let me see if I can find this. All right, let me just show you. I'm gonna play this while you look for this.
colonizers grave robbing indigenous people and stealing their bodies for, quote, scientific collections. At one point, John
Here's my oldest video audio.
All right, so I'm gonna go through this TikTok, guys. I'm not gonna.
All right, it's horrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, let people grow.
listed for sale the skull of a Sami person.
That's what my mic sounded like.
The description of the skull also included a slur in reference to the group. Once people found out, he quickly removed it from his website and didn't address it. To give some background, Sami people were routinely collected during the 19th and 20th centuries through grave robberies, excavations,
I'd like to collect that hat, man. That looks cool as fuck. Sorry, that's insensitive.
trade. None of which the Sami people agreed to nor wanted. Specifically, during the 1950s, 25 skulls were exhumed and examined to test racial theories. It wasn't until August of 2019 the Swedish History Museum finally returned the remains of indigenous Sami people to their original burial grounds. I want to end this topic by reading a direct quote from the pedestrian article written by this individual. Quote, Black, indigenous, and other ethnic bodies are not props for art. They are not objects to be pillaged and dissected by anyone. They are not exhibitions to be consumed and sold. They belong to real people who were victimized, and we shouldn't be okay with the private trade of these bones, which people have no ethical right to procure in an industry built on racism and violence.
I just realized that as she was reading this very important thing, I was telling you guys I'm going to eat crab, which feels very insensitive to BIPOC people. So, sorry about that. That was pretty fucked up. Yep, wrong time, Papa. 100% right. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't really know what I was thinking. Until after the fact. And I was like, oh, that's not good. Sorry, I don't know how to swallow food.
Gemini, corrected. Okay, so in part 2, I spoke about Gemini and Daniel Larson. I got some backlash for my bad research from a very, very serious Papa Gut. We spoke in DMs and I
Very serious Papa Gut. Listen, I'm taking that a little bit of insultingly.
even popped into his stream and we had a very nice and wholesome conversation about the topics that I messed up on. He was extremely nice when educating me on both situations, but today we will only be talking about the Gemini situation, not
I forgive you, and I'm sorry for popping off.
Daniel Larson one. Reason being, I was planning on talking about both Gemini and Daniel Larson and correcting both, but Daniel Larson...
Yeah. this is what I was talking about. Just to let you know, I'm currently at Denver National Airport heading to your house, Papa Got. I'm like, come, motherfucker. Show up. Show up. Pull up. We'll see what happens. It's obviously not Daniel Larson, because Daniel Larson is in love with me. It's so fucking weird, dude.
or at least I think it's him, left this disturbing comment under Papa Gut's video, which made me say, you know what, I'm not sticking my head any further down this rabbit hole. I spoke to Papa Gut in DMs and he agreed that that situation is just kind of...
I did say that. Totally understand weird shit. I get it. I do understand. I'm sorry for being so rude before. I got annoyed by the serious Papa Gut comment. I should have watched more, but, you know. I'm too serious.
Getting out of hand at this point. So if you guys want to know more about that specific situation, make sure to go to Papa Gut's channel. He has a bunch of videos about Daniel Larson.
I do. I'm a fucking Larstorian, dude. I have all the videos about Daniel Larson.
Back to the Gemini situation. In part 2, it seemed like I almost downplayed the Gemini situation. By the
You did.
Wait, if you guys go back to the video is updated. Those 2 segments are actually trimmed out of the video. It seemed like I downplayed the situation, which is something I would never want to do. I mean, we're talking about the R word here.
I'd say unintentionally, though. He unintentionally downplayed it.
Never want to downplay that. I was telling Papa Gut in the stream that those were not my intentions at all. Like, I was not doing this with ill intent, you know? Anyway, I went on Papa Gut's Twitch stream. As I was saying, he was educating me on both situations, but I would like to share with you guys some notes that I took while learning about all the horrible things Gemini has done. So first off, I want to say that Papa Gut was actually one of the people that really pushed for Gemini's termination of all his social media. And judging from Papa Gut's uploads, it seems these stories I'm about to tell you happened in 2020 or were at least revealed in 2020.
Yeah, that's when everything was coming out, 2020. That's when I covered it.
These stories are not in chronological order, but they are all true. Trust me, I tried finding it in chronological order, but wow, there is a lot to cover here.
Yeah, there is a lot. That's how my content is. I get very meticulous about the coverage. So this is the first apology, second apology, third apology. Then this is an update with more survivors coming forward. This is probably the most important video, honestly, out of all of these. This is him, like, the justice getting served. Then I did, like, one on Tony Lopez versus Gemini Official because people were like, why no Tony Lopez? Because people are dumb. And then we kind of just continue on. This, though, if you see my video, the Gemini more survivors so far, I think, is the most important video because that's when we find out the really horrible information. So I think that's the most important video if you're going to watch any of these 3.
So I'm going to give you guys my main bullet points. Gemini registers as a minor on Yubo to talk to other minors. This isn't necessarily illegal, but the implications of this are very odd. Gemini has sex with a 15-year-old not knowing she was 15, and him being 19. Then Snapchat screenshots came out revealing that when he did find out, he still wanted to have phone sex. And him having sex with a 15-year-old is still illegal. Like, that's extremely illegal and irresponsible. As influencers, we're supposed to make sure that the people we carry conversations with on the internet are over 18. Gemini was an RA in a college dorm and would be creepy and break into girls' dorms, sit on their beds, and wait for them to come home. This resulted in Gemini being kicked from the school due to sexual battery. Papa Get says,
I don't know if that's specifically why he got kicked from the school. I know it's a factor. I don't know the exact reason why he got kicked out of school for sexual battery.
He received this info from the girls at the college. A girl came out with her story about Gemini in which she showed images of her bruised body and claimed that she was drunk, so Gemini took advantage of this, drove her home, and R-worded her. I in no way meant to downplay the situation when I
Where'd you find those weird fucking pictures, bro? What the fuck?
first talked about it. And I'm sorry to anyone if it seemed like I was downplaying the situation. It was all my fault. It was just bad research on my part. Gemini has since returned to Instagram as ZZER_00, where he took the religious route and praises God every chance he gets. And if you can even tip him or buy a cameo from him, which I said in the original video, which is why? Why? So yeah, this Gemini dude is disgusting and trying to get people to pay for his cameo, like, or tip him. It's absolutely disgusting. And again, thank you to Papa Gut for educating me on the subject.
Very cool. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Not Gemini, this guy. Definitely a very humble individual. I respect him.
Victor Sosa, the killer that TikTok users found and caught. So, on
Fuck
February
some of these
23rd of this year, Daisy De La O was fatally stabbed outside of her family's California home by her ex-boyfriend, 25-year-old Victor Sosa. Her body was discovered the next morning by a property manager, covered by a roll of carpet. Victor was a suspect immediately after her death, but he had already fled the country. Daisy's family and friends decided that they weren't going to sit by and wait for authorities to act, so they launched an investigation of their own with the help of TikTok. They posted videos and images of Daisy, shared her story, as well as images of Victor calling for people to share and find him. They used the hashtag #JusticeForDaisy. Luckily, the videos landed on the right For You pages, and tips started rushing in. Victor Sosa had been spotted working at a bar in
Was that a picture for Minecraft in the Minecraft world?
I'm
sorry, I don't mean to.
Victor Sosa
It just made me chuckle a little bit. Sorry, I know they passed away. Rest in peace.
had been spotted working at a bar in Mexico called Papas and Beer. The person who sent this tip in said that Victor had been working at this bar for weeks and was living his best life like nothing ever happened. The tips were confirmed by authorities and Victor was arrested on July 2nd. He was transported back to LA and pleaded not guilty to the murder of Daisy. Daisy had ended her relationship with Victor just weeks before her murder because he had allegedly been abusing her. Victor then texted her, convinced her to come outside, and that was the last time she ever saw her family.
I wonder how you could listen to stories like that and not be for capital punishment. I mean, honestly, this dude, if this is true, this guy doesn't deserve to fucking live. I mean, Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? That's fucking awful.
Daisy's mother, Susanna, told the media this, quote, "He took a part of my soul and I can never get it back until I reunite with her again. I hope he remembers my daughter's face every single minute of his life. I hope he rots in jail and never hurts anybody else." Susanna wants justice for her daughter and hopes by telling Daisy's story that other young women will find the strength to lead these abusive relationships. If you or someone you know is suffering in an abusive relationship, go to www.thehotline.org for support.
Benadryl challenge. In mid-2020, a new trend.
Dude, I don't know if it's the content that they're talking about, the subject matter, or what, but like maybe it's just the cadence in her voice, but she depresses the fuck out of me when she talks. Not in a bad way, in a way where she probably could tell me a story about fucking gummy bears and I would be really sad afterwards. Like, that's like, she just knows how to give a tone in her voice to just fucking make me upset. It's insane.
Surfaced on TikTok, that being the Benadryl challenge. Benadryl is an over-the-counter drug that anyone of any age can buy.
Benadryl helps me go sleepy time, dude. Wait, is it Benadryl? No, I'm thinking of NyQuil PM. I don't know why I said Benadryl.
It's used to help relieve symptoms of hay fever, other allergies, and the common cold.
Helps me for when my balls itch. Okay.
As well as itchy.
I actually use hydrocortisone. That stuff's really good for you. Or I like it. I'm not a doctor.
Skin due to insect bites. Teens began taking more than they were supposed to experience the high. Overdosing on Benadryl can lead to abnormal heart rhythms, hallucinations, seizures, and even death. So,
dude, fucking Trisha Payta, so that's what it is. She overdosed on Benadryl. We figured it out, guys. That's where she's getting all her hallucinations from. I'm sorry.
The typical dosage for Benadryl is 25 to 50 milligrams. These teens were taking 12 times more the expected amount and taking 300 to 500 milligrams. A teenager in Oklahoma died from this challenge and several other teens were hospitalized.
An unthinkable tragedy. An Oklahoma teenager dies as a result of the latest TikTok challenge. The same challenge is also blamed for the hospitalization of at least 3 teenagers in Texas earlier this year.
Why? Why are kids so dumb? Hey guys, let's have some, like, just do what kids used to do. Syrup, right? Sprite and cough syrup. Am I right about what it's called? Slurp? What did they used to call that? What am I saying? Syrup? Am I getting that? Am I hip with the kids? Lean. Ah, wow. Incredible, Papa Gut. Wow. I don't know how I got syrup from lean. But, you know, I'm hip with the kids. Check it out. Hit that chug jug. Damn. I'm getting fucking old. Dude, I sound like such a fucking boomer. I just called it syrup. And it's lean. Slurp juice. Okay.
While young people meet.
Now, I couldn't find any of these TikToks, probably because they were all taken down. But even if I did, I wouldn't be able to show you guys. If any of these trends come back, like
It is syrup. Is that actually a way to say it? Okay, I'm just older, so I remember back in the day when it was a cooler. Now it's fucking lean. Like, shut up, dumb kid.
try to make a comeback, please, guys, don't let this happen. For the love of God, don't overdose on drugs and then record yourself and then end up.
Yeah, don't overdose on drugs. Just regular dose. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Getting hospitalized. It's one of the dumbest things you can do.
The TikTok challenge that dares people to strangle themselves.
I'm instantly sad. I don't. This video should be titled. This video should be titled like how to. I don't know, some kind of like it's how to experience like fucking mood swings or something. Like, oh, have you never had a mood swing? Are you a neurotypical individual? Well, watch this video and your mood's gonna go rampant. Because I'm fucking depressed already. And that's not a criticism for this girl. It's probably a positive for her type of content. Just fucked up. The contrast is killing me.
And escape. This challenge has been referred to as the Blackout challenge.
Wait, what are you supposed to do?
The TikTok challenge that dares people to strangle themselves and escape. This challenge has been referred to as the
I've been challenged to do that a lot with Mama Gut.
Blackout Challenge, the game of choking, and speed dreaming. Even though this is public information, because this child is so young, I'm going to be referring to him as Junior. In June of this year, a young boy was found unresponsive in his room with a belt around his neck. His family rushed him to the hospital where he was pronounced deceased. In an interview, Junior's family said, quote, "It wasn't until later on that we found out there was some type of video on TikTok letting kids know how to strangle yourself. But he's 7 years old, so how is he going to get out of it?" A spokesperson from TikTok has since said that the challenge has been banned from the platform. Junior's family encouraged parents to block various social media sites and educate themselves.
Yeah, why are TikTok challenges this horrible? Like, what about the Tide Pod challenge? Like, all these horrible. Why is TikTok the worst cesspool dog shit app in the world?
About what could be lurking behind their kids' screen. The effect of TikTok's Blackout Challenge reached far beyond the United States. In January of this year, Italian authorities launched an investigation.
Why are there so many Italian people in this video? What the hell's happening?
Into the death of a 10-year-old girl who participated in the challenge. The girl was discovered by her younger sister in the bathroom. Authorities then seized the young girl's phone. In an interview, the girl's family said, quote, "We didn't know she was participating in this game. We knew that she went on TikTok for dances, to look at videos. How could someone imagine this atrocity?" Italy's data protection agency even filed a lawsuit against TikTok in December of 2020. This lawsuit alleges a, quote, "lack of attention to the protection of minors," and it criticizes the ease in which young children could sign up and use the app. These are just two of the several kids that have passed away after participating in this dangerous TikTok trend. And this really begs the question, what dangerous TikTok challenge is going to trend next? And is TikTok even
You know what would be a great TikTok challenge to trend? Do your homework. Get off of TikTok and do your homework. I know that that's going to sound like a boomer take, but get off TikTok and do your homework. Honestly, like do your homework, nerd.
going to stop it in time, or
Like, you know that you need that advice. Yes. No. Yes. The answer is yes. Don't tell me no. Yes.
is it going to take the lives of more kids?
Zombie Woman is not Marilyn Stanley. In part 1, we
Okay.
spoke about a woman in Seattle, Washington who was clearly in distress. Many of you were telling me in the comments that the woman in the video is
New challenge. Go outside. New challenge. Jesus Christ.
a woman by the name of Marilyn Stanley. At first, I thought so too, but after more research, these two cases are actually completely separate. These are not the same people. The Marilyn Stanley
I
case
understand, because white people all look the same, if we're being honest here.
took place in Kentucky in 2017, and she was not recorded by anyone. The story goes that this woman was in an abusive relationship with her then boyfriend, named Zachary. Throughout the relationship, he would beat her, and she didn't leave because he threatened to kill her if she tried. Eventually, she was over at his house.
I mean, yeah, it's one of those like horrible things where it's very difficult to leave an abusive relationship out of fear for your life. It's terrible.
And out of nowhere, he punched her repeatedly in the face. She sobbed and said, "Why are you doing this?" And he said it was because of a Facebook post. She was tagged in a post by some random guy, and Zachary ended up seeing that. But the guy wasn't...
That happens to me all the time, even on my personal account. Like, they'll tag you and be like, "Oh, hey, do you want to..." It's dumb shit. You
so
know?
random. Marilyn actually went to the park with her son and her female friend. That random guy just so happened to be a friend of her female friend, and he just came up saying hi, you know. I guess they ended up taking a group picture where then he tagged her. He dragged her to his bedroom and continued beating her. Then his pit bull came and bit half of Marilyn's ear off. She blacked out and woke up to Zachary smirking, and he said, "Look at you. You're bald. Now nobody's gonna want you. Go look at yourself in the mirror." She describes going to the mirror, but, you know, only seeing her bloody head. Didn't think much of it at the time. I mean, the adrenaline in you and you just want to escape. He then continued beating her for another 2 hours straight. And this dude had the audacity to drop her off at her mom's house so her mom could see her. And then he just drove off. So then...
Yeah, like, so again, like, that's the kind of person that deserves to be dead, right? What the fuck, dude?
Her mom drove her to the hospital, gonna call the police now. And Zachary, he ended up blaming the scalping on his dog, but detectives were able to find out that the knife he used had scalp on it. So it was obviously him that did that to her to make sure that she wouldn't be able to find a boyfriend in the future. And sadly, the pit bull was euthanized.
Well, yeah, of course. And hopefully the guy was as well. We should have done like a Game of Thrones scene where the dog killed him. No, that's fucking horrible, dude. Because your dog doesn't know any better. The dog's just listening to its worthless owner. That's fucked up, dude. This just shit's fucked up, bro.
This idiot ended up getting 20 years in prison.
That's it? 20 years in prison? Dude, what happened? What? That's it? 20 years in prison? Why? That's it? Throw him off a cliff. I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. Throw him off a cliff. Like, I don't understand. What? Oh my God. Jesus Christ. This isn't a person that's going to be reformed. And frankly, I don't think that they'd be worth the energy. What the fuck, dude? I think throwing people off a very high cliff is a good punishment. Because if you think about it, it's going to be terrifying until they hit the ground. So throw them off a really high cliff. This guy's a scumbag, dude. 20 years, that's it? Bro, there's something wrong with our fucking country. If some guy like this gets 20 years. Bro, come on.
Which, bro, honestly, I think we can all agree he deserves a lot more. And sadly, Marilyn has to wear wigs now since she cannot grow hair at the top of her head anymore.
That's fucked up, dude.
TikTok helped identify an Appalachian Trail killer. On April 29th, 2019, TikTok user Taylor, aka @FlowersDon'tGrowl, went camping with her boyfriend at Fall Creek Falls in Tennessee. Taylor was just 5 months pregnant at the time and expected her boyfriend Chris to propose, so she heavily documented their trip. The morning after they arrived,
I wonder if he ever proposed, because Mama Guy would always expect me to propose, and I didn't. I actually downplayed it so hard, so when I did propose, she was really excited. But I just kept saying, I didn't get a ring, like, leave me alone, fuck off. And I'd be really rude to her on purpose to make her upset. I know that sounds mean, but then when I proposed to her, she was super happy. So
most of the nearby campers left, and they were left isolated on the campgrounds. That night, they heard a large boom and went to investigate. It ended up being a car crash about a half a mile away. They just went over and made sure that everyone was okay, and after police arrived, they made their trek back to their campsite. Ahead of them, they saw a man with a flashlight sprinting to the bathroom. They joked about it and assumed that this guy just really had to use the bathroom. However, instead of going into the bathroom, he just stopped, turned around, and started staring at the couple. He then said, quote, "Wow, you guys are fast." Chris thought he was referring to how quickly they got to the crash and responded that they just wanted to make sure that everyone was safe. At this point, Taylor and Chris were just really confused and wondering why this creepy man had a weird smile across his face. They wanted to get out of the situation, so they just said they had to get back to their campsite because police were waiting there for a statement from them. They attempted to walk past him, but the man just kept moving towards them and playing with something in his hoodie pocket. This is where things got really scary and intense for them. The man said, quote, "Car accident? It got me thinking about when I was hiking and past these flowers. I stopped as they were beautiful and I heard deep growls and it scared me. And it made me think, you never know what day is going to be your last." This is when Taylor finally saw. It made me think,
I see on the photos. He knew we were leaving because the camp puts a slip with the days you've been paid for, so they don't. So they know if you've overstayed. He absolutely had been stalking us because he had seen the slip.
No, you never know what day is going to be your last. This is when Taylor finally saw the outline of what the man was playing with in his pocket. It was a knife. She told Chris to run and screamed, quote, "Flowers don't growl," hence her TikTok name now. She and her boyfriend took off and the man started chasing them. They ran back to the crash site where luckily officers were still on the scene. The man must have been scared by the police lights.
Bro, if you never had a good excuse to carry a legal firearm,
It's because he just eventually wandered off and faded into the darkness. An officer accompanied them back to their campsite so they could gather their belongings and get the heck out of there. A whole year went by.
Why'd she yell "flowers don't grow"? I don't know.
And there was no word from authorities on who this mysterious man was and why he tried to kill them. So Taylor went to TikTok to post her story and share her terrifying experience. Her videos went viral, and Taylor learned not only the identity of the man, but the fact that he had killed someone just 2 weeks after they'd crossed paths. A month after Taylor and Chris's scare in May of 2019, crossed paths.
Man with moniker Sovereign allegedly attacked 2 hikers with a machete. What the fuck?
A month after Taylor and Chris's scare in May of 2019, Ronald S. Sanchez Jr. hiked the Appalachian Trail. On the 10th, just 2 weeks after Taylor and Chris were nearly killed, Ronald made it to Southwest Virginia. This is where Ronald ran into the man that attempted to murder Taylor and Chris, who was later identified as James L. Jordan. Ronald managed to send an emergency signal via his GPS device just before James Jordan fatally stabbed him. A Canadian woman nearby was also stabbed and managed to survive by playing dead. She then ran back to meet the other hikers and made a 6-mile trek to safety with them. In April of 2021, James Jordan was found not guilty by reason of insanity.
Bro, see, that's like fucking stupid. I understand you might have a mental health problem, but at the very, like, dude, come on. Killing people? It's like, where do we draw the line on what it is and isn't acceptable? I get it. From his perception, maybe he didn't understand what he's... It doesn't matter. Like, why would you only... What was his sentence? Did he get life in a psychotic fucking facility? Because it's fine. But, dude, it's... How many people did this guy fucking kill?
Devious lick trend. The devious lick trend is the most recent trend that I'm going to be talking about, and it's so recent, in fact, that it's happening as this video is going to be uploaded. In case you don't know,
this one now I know how to do it. What is it?
Hitting a lick means robbing someone or
not doing it. I thought it was going to be kind of like a sexy thing. I thought it was going to be like lick a phallic lick a spoon. That's not what it is. It's not licking a spoon. It's not that. That's not what it is. Okay.
Robbing a certain place. Shout out to GTA for teaching me that. Basically, high schoolers are stealing things from their school, bringing it home, and posting it on TikTok like it's some sort of achievement.
Oh, it's not as bad. I thought you were talking about like robbing a fucking convenience store. So they're like taking staplers from the school. Okay, whatever.
At first, they were stealing things like the clock in the classroom wall, calculators, expo markers.
Kind of funny.
But as time went on, kids began stealing things of way more value. Why? For shock, humor, and...
Wait, a clock isn't valuable? What's valuable in a school? You know, schools, they get the bare minimum for their students.
TikTok likes. They have stolen things like water fountains, fire extinguishers, bathroom mirrors.
What the fuck? How do you steal that?
Security cameras, hand sanitizer dispensers, toilets, and so much.
I don't think that a hand sanitizer dispenser is that expensive. Somebody said a projector as well? Really?
More. Not only this, but kids began like just basically destroying the inside of their bathrooms, just making it a living hell for all of the staff and janitors. This trend has actually forced schools to remove the bathroom doors.
The devious lick trend got bad, dog. My school closed all the boys' bathrooms but one because someone stole parts of the sink and broke off the stall doors, and we were Jesus. And now we need a dean with us for supervision.
Go on lockdown, make announcements, and overall just super glue everything to their facilities. I'm just kidding. That last part was a joke. They don't have to super glue. I don't know how vandalizing and committing
concrete or something
theft is a trend now, and especially the fact
it's always been trendy. Hey, steal my heart.
Snitch on yourself when you post about it. You know, we only have 3.
It's like a fucking rap song, bro. These kids are in rap songs. They're like, oh, I fucking murdered 20 people. You know, I don't know. I don't feel like making up a rap, but you get my point. It's just what they're doing now, snitching on themselves. What are you doing? What's happening?
3 months left in 2021, and I won't be surprised if there's one more stupid trend just squeezed in there.
I'm gonna make a trend
two, but I won't be surprised if we get one.
The new trend: smack your dad in the face. I'm not kidding. Do that.
One more stupid trend by the time this year ends.
I'm kidding.
TikTok user Fraytodoroki. A Brazilian TikToker who goes by Freya conspired with 2 friends to kill a girl.
What the fuck? Why is this happening?
I'm really sorry if I slaughter the pronunciation of any of these names in this story. 19-year-old Raíssa Borges wanted to know if she was a psychopath. To test this theory, she conspired with 18-year-old Freya and 22-year-old Jefferson to kill a petite person that couldn't fight back. They made a list of 3 possible victims, eventually settling on 18-year-old Ariane Laureano de Oliveira. On August 24th, the group invited Ariane into the woods to hang out. Ariane texted her mom that she was hanging out with friends and she'd be coming home shortly. However, Ariane never returned home and her mother never saw her alive again. The group planned the murder in great detail beforehand. They decided that after they were all in the car, they would start playing a specific song about murder. During the song, one of the teens then snapped their fingers, and that was the cue for Raíssa to attack Ariane. Hyessa then started to strangle Ariane, but ultimately couldn't kill her alone. That's when Freya and Jefferson joined in. As Ariane passed out, they stabbed her 3 times to make sure that she was gone. The group then disposed of her body in the woods and fled. Ariane's body was discovered a week later on the 31st after reports of a foul odor came to authorities. On September 16th, authorities arrested Hyessa, Freya, and Jefferson, and this case is still ongoing.
Dude, what the fuck? These people are worthless.
If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a
Nah, maybe it'll make me sad, dude. I'm gonna fucking cry right now. What is this? Just more what?
cartoon episodes that traumatize.
Oh yeah, it's okay. That was a pretty good video. Nothing too much to say here. That made me sad though. I'll say that.